At this point, we again reached out to DHS for help. Then we were threatened with possible abandonment charges and potentially losing our own boys, as well if we returned the girls to DHS custody. In fact, a past DHS employee at the time came to us and confirmed that the plan at DHS was to seek abandonment charges if we returned the girls. My wife knew another woman, Stacy Francis, who was interested in adopting around this same time. My wife had known Ms. Francis for over 20 years, and we knew that Stacy Francis and her husband Eric had already completed 3 international adoptions. We initially wanted to hire Stacy for a position at our daycare, but she was a full-time stay-at-home mom at that point. Ms. Francis recommended her husband for the position instead, as he had a degree in child development from the University of Arkansas, was a lead teacher at a Head Start program, and had been a state employee as a pre-K teacher for about 5 years. We never had any indication that Eric Francis was anything other than a child care professional who would be an asset to our daycare, and Eric passed 2 pre-employment background checks prior to beginning work with us. Faced with no help from DHS, we thought we had found a perfect solution when Stacy and Eric told us they were interested in adopting these girls. They had professional credentials and personal experience. Having been through the adoption process, and they were even familiar with reactive attachment disorder and treatment, we began the girls' placement with the Francises through short visits at their home. We saw that things were going well and that they seemed to be a good fit for the girls. We had an attorney draw up guardianship papers with our ultimate goal for the placement being that the Francises would adopt these girls. As soon as the girls began living with the Francises, we immediately began forwarding all stipend checks from the state of Arkansas to the Francises. Even after the girls were placed in the Francises' home, we continued contact with the girls, and we scheduled doctor's appointments and took the girls to those appointments as needed. We also provided all the girls' clothing and material needs even after they were in the Francises' home. Around February of 2014, we were incorrectly informed by DHS that the Francises had sent the girls to live with another family. After meeting with the Francises, we learned that the girls were not with the new family, but the family was in the process of completing a DHS home study, with the intention to having the girls live with them. We met with the new family and eventually were convinced that the new family was a good place for these girls. We signed over guardianship to the family and gave our consent for them to adopt the girls, which was completed in 2014. At the new family's request, we do not have ongoing contact with the girls. Because of what we've been through, I support Representative Leding's bill and Governor Hutchinson's initiatives to address the systemic problems at DHS.